Okay, please no.
That's how we get ready.
It's important. I think we should go back to that, guys.
Honestly, it gets my energy up. I'm like, yeah, podcasts.
Mumble 1.4 is really causing issues with different layer alignments. We're just gonna have to do it, guys, because it's gonna be easier for me to edit. It's very important. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Forecast episode 149. The Forecast is a bi-weekly podcast streamed on Thursdays, except this day is Monday, and it's released on YouTube and podcast on Fridays. We're a community of people who are exploring and discussing all kinds of things from video games to board games to film and TV to our everyday life experiences. If you'd like to know more about what we do, you can follow us at facebook.com/HorizonFB, or you can come hang out in our Discord channel, or you can check out our website, WeAreTheHorizon.com, where we have a ton of original content for you to browse through. Additionally, everything we talk about is in our cast notes, which is pushed out to whatever podcasting app you are using. I'm Aaron, joined by a couple additional peeps. Caleb.
That's me.
Jake.
Oh shit, what up?
Alex.
Okay.
Nolan.
Hello, guys, gals, non-binary pals.
I think
That's
we're
the
just
best
gonna
one we've done yet. That was amazing.
we're just gonna put like an N with a little like apostrophe right before everyone's name from now on. I just feel confident about it. I think it's gonna spice things up for us.
Yeah. No, we finally have a gimmick. 148 episodes in, we have a gimmick.
A gimmick that's not
Yeah.
No, you know what? Never mind. Forget the N thing. We got to go back with the ahs. It's more important, Jake.
You're right.
I don't like that we like parted the kimono and showed that it's Monday instead of Thursday. That's not.
I mean, we're
Parted the
literally
kimono,
streaming.
Yeah, that's
on
a
I mean, those are
phrase.
words. Sure.
It's a weird phrase.
Never heard anyone say that, but cool.
Choices.
Hey, right off the top, I want to talk about real quick. We participated in Extra Life United last week. It was fun, but also,
Hilarious?
Sure, hilarious, and just made me really feel like that I am not great at video games multiple times in a row. Also, that controllers are just incredibly superior to mouse and keyboard when you're playing Halo. However,
what is Extra Life United? For anyone who does not know.
Yes, Extra Life United. Actually, Owen, do you want to talk about this? You've done this 2 years in a row.
Yeah, this is so Extra Life United is a tournament that is put on by Extra Life. It is a free tournament to do so. There is a component of it's kind of like a mini PAX in Florida that happens as well. Of people can kind of hang out and look at video game stuff and kind of celebrate Extra Life as a thing. But since the past 2 years have been COVID somewhat related, they've been doing the tournament part also online to have people be able to join in that. And so it's free tournament to enter. And then if you place and do well in those tournaments, you win money for your hospital of choice. And so that is a good cause to help try to win some money for the kids at any of the children's hospitals that they support.
And this year we played in 4 games.
Yeah, we did.
We played some Halo Infinite, Owen, Chad, and I. I'm clearly the better Halo player, so I won
obviously. You actually placed.
I did. I placed like 16th or something. I am not good at Halo against controller.
But he got into payment level. I did. Far enough that you got payment level, whereas I got knocked out round 1 because I placed against some guy who's like,
I think
ungodly good, and he won the entire tournament. Yeah. But he was trying to be very humble, and I was like, "No, man, you are good. Like you wrecked me, and I think I'm somewhat decent at this game."
Was it? It was 1v1s.
It was 1v1s, and everybody hated it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a weird choice. And it had like a 15-minute timer and 15 kills, and there were 3 rounds. Yeah. It was just so slow.
It was very slow. Everybody hated it. Also, because of just the way that Halo has been and like the community just feeling like there's no love from 343 Studios and it's just not being supported well. It just kind of felt bad on so many different levels, not just the way that the tournament itself was set up, which I think was bad, but also just the people that were playing it were just like, oh, well, I don't really play Halo because this game sucks. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. I was only playing it to practice. And then the second that the tournament was over, uninstalled it off my PC. I was like, nope, fuck this. So that was kind of a weird thing. And I guess, the idea was the fact that they had that beforehand. But a lot of people signed up. They had 54 people specifically for Halo. So
It's pretty good.
at least some people looked at it and thought maybe I can win something. And some people were right, like Aaron, and some people were wrong, like me.
After Halo, we did participate in Pokemon Unite. There were only I think 8 teams who played, maybe 13. Somewhere around there.
13
teams.
13
okay,
teams.
all right.
You guys were top 50%.
Yep.
Spoiler alert.
Yep. What we ended up placing 4th, right?
4th.
Is that the right number?
4th place.
Okay, 4th place.
Pretty good.
Pretty fucking good.
We played against a team that just styled all over us at one point, wiped the floor with us, and weirdly enough, they themselves got wiped all over the floor, just like a mop, because there was a team of pros in the top of the bracket that just dominated everyone.
That game has pros, huh?
Apparently.
Or is it like a Heroes of the Storm thing, where a pro team that plays a real game just hopped in and was like, we'll just win this one?
I think Alex looked up some of the stats on one of the big players, didn't you?
Yeah, well, the way the rankings in that game work are you basically have medals working all the way up to Masters, and then once you get into Masters, you get an ELO score.
Okay.
And it starts at 1200, and the highest ranked player in the world right now is just over 3000. And we were playing against people that were 2200-ish at one point.
Yikes, dude.
Yeah.
And we're ranked several medals below Masters.
Even Masters, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but really, we should be. We're at that quality of play. We just haven't played enough yet to get there.
Yeah, for sure.
So that was fun. And then following the next day, we had 2 other games. We played some Mario Kart. Alex and I both lost. That was fun to try, but people are really good at that game.
I got beat solidly 5 races in a row.
Wow.
It was best of 5. You played all 5 races, no matter what, for some reason.
Oh,
yep.
After the 3rd one, I was like, why am I still playing?
You let me go home, dude.
I got 3-2'd on the first round. The guy who went on to play, I think, all the way up in the semis. So
wait,
it's pretty
is this
good.
also a 1v1 situation?
It's also a 1v1
Mario Kart with
best
no
of
computers.
5, 1v1.
Best of 5. Yep.
150
frantic
cc.
items, too.
Yeah, frantic items. So you don't get the
This
standard catch-up mechanics.
Mhm.
Yeah. You just got to get
random stuff.
Luck of the draw, and you have to be really good at timing your power slides. If you can do that, you can maintain speed.
That's what Mario Kart's all about.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't really
Knowing
know.
the maps would help, I think.
I don't know why you would want to do competitive Mario Kart. It seems like a game antithetical to the competitive.
Yeah, it's built to be
mindset,
casual.
You know what I mean? Yes,
Yeah.
it's built to be oh, you suck shit. Here's a power up that'll make you win
Yeah.
right away. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah. We didn't place
Wild.
in that, but we also played, the very last game we played was Fall Guys, which was 2 hours straight of Fall Guys with the weirdest reporting
my
system
God.
I've ever heard of, where when you're done with a game, you screenshot it and you go fill out a Google form and paste your screenshot, and it tallies the medals on the fly because you have to manually enter how many bronze, silver, gold medals and how many crowns you had. Woo! And I think Chad ended up placing in that. So, but yeah, it was.
He placed pretty high too, right?
I think he made
$700 or something.
$600 off that one.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, so in
Really
total, I think we ended up winning 21-25 total towards our Extra Life fundraising for 2022. So
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not quite,
Very good, actually.
not quite Owen's fundraising from last year for Among Us, but we're getting there.
I tried to repeat, and I failed.
I mean, truthfully, I think you lost in Halo on purpose because you knew we were going to place and everything else, and you didn't want us to surpass your fundraising money from
I
2020.
really wanted to get, because all you had to do was win one game. All I had to do was win 2, and apparently there was a lot of people in the other parts of the bracket that were not as skilled, and I was really looking forward to playing against those people. And instead, I got the one guy who's like, I'm not even Onyx, man. I'm not that good at this game. And as he's just trashing me 15-2, and I was like, yeah, obviously you're not good.
Yeah,
Not at
Onyx
all.
would be terrible at Halo. He doesn't even have arms. He's all rocks. Doesn't even make sense.
All right, well, let's move on. 2 things real quick. This is our Pre-Pep podcast, which means For the first time in 2 years, we are going to talk about our upcoming trip to Boston to go to PAX East 2022 and talk about all the things we're looking forward to, excited about, how big and giant and full of booths the showroom floor is going to be. But before we get there, let's talk about real quick, what have you been playing lately? Jake, we're going to start with you.
We're going to start with me? Well, this whole segment is devoted to me bragging that I finally got a PS5. I finally got a PS5, guys.
Yeah!
It took so long.
Congratulations.
I finally freaking got one.
You actually went to GameStop to get one, right?
I had to, yeah. I had to go in person to a store and wait in line for like an hour.
That's
It was super heartbreaking because 2 girls came up to like get in line, and the guy comes out and he's like, "We have 1 left."
Oh no!
Like the one girl got there literally like seconds. Like they basically walked up together, but one girl was technically in front, and she was like, she got here first, and it was like, well, she gets it, I guess. Yeah.
Yikes.
Heartbreaking, dude. Savage.
I would have pushed her on the ground and ran.
I know. But so I've been playing around with that a little bit. I played this game called Astro's Playroom. It's basically like a tech demo that comes with it. But it's a super charming game. Like I really loved it. There's tons of references to like Sony stuff. Like essentially the idea is like you're playing this little guy and you go through like, oh, this is the GPU jungle. And so you go in there and it's like a big jungle that's supposed to be like the CPU of the PS5. And then there's like a RAM kitty, I don't remember. But it's really cool. It's really charming. It makes use of all the new features, like the triggers have different pressure to push them in.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't know, I've never had something like that, and I thought it was the coolest fucking thing in the world, so it was really cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was like the one comment Caleb had about the controller last week when he was talking about it.
The triggers sound cool, yeah.
So cool.
It is cool.
It sounds dumb, but then you play it and it's like, oh dude, it clicks the way like it should when you're like, I don't know, it's super
does
hard
the
to
thing that
describe.
you want it to
Sense
do
when you play with it.
Yeah, and the Rumble's also like better. It's just generally better.
How
like,
do you have a better Rumble?
It's HD, Aaron, like in the Switch.
HD Rumble?
That's what they call the Rumble and the Switch Joy-Cons, HD Rumble.
That's so dumb. High def Rumble. Get out of here.
Look, man, I'm just saying, when you finally get a PS5 in like 2 years, you'll be like, oh my god, the Rumble. And I'll be like, yeah, old man.
Yeah,
the
Sony
times.
You say
graces
that already.
humanity with more than 10 PS5s. And we can all buy them.
But yeah, no, I mean, I've been a PlayStation kind of fanboy, I guess, for a while. So a lot of this was really nostalgic. Like you go and you get like, oh, here's like you like the things you find are like, oh, here's like a PS2 multi-tap. Here's like a PS2 DualShock, and I was like, oh my god, like I had one of these. That's so cool. And you find like little like homages to like other PlayStation games. Like there's these little Astro guys who are acting out like Bloodborne in one part, and I was like, oh my god, that's crazy. And then there's like a Crash Bandicoot little area. It's really charming. I ended up really, really liking this game, even though it's only like 4 hours or something.
Cool. Alex, how about you? What have you been playing?
Sure. Still playing Stolen Realm. We talked about it on the podcast last time. Simultaneous turn-based RPG. They released a major content update in between us last talking about it that added crafting, like weapon crafting, so you can add like prefixes and suffixes to weapon descriptions, and it'll add like, extra damage on physical attacks, or your summons will do more damage or stuff like that, and you can kind of customize it. It actually adds quite a bit of customization to your builds. So that game's still continuing to be very fun.
Cool.
Yeah, it's not nearly as slow as you'd expect being a multiplayer turn-based game.
It's because you go at the same time. It's
Yeah,
such a good
simultaneous turns really,
concept.
really good.
Well, I don't know, man. Caleb remembers when we played Civilization with Kevin in the same way. Took about 5 hours for every turn. Fucking
Yeah,
brutal.
that was... Yep.
Some people just don't take turns.
Well, he has to go do laundry, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds about right. Caleb, how about you? What have you been playing?
Finally got around to playing some of the new Destiny stuff, the Witch Queen expansion.
The meme though.
I
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
I know.
But finally got around to it. And
Yeah, we talked about it last podcast. You missed out, Jake.
God
The meme-
damn
the
it!
meme
I
ended.
missed all the cool stuff.
Yeah.
You really did.
I don't think I had played it then.
No.
No.
Okay.
You hadn't started playing yet.
Did you talk about the end of Elden Ring too? Elden Ring also, not Elden Ring 2. That's not out yet.
I don't think we talked about the endings really, did we?
Oh my god.
No.
Ending.
Okay, we'll get. We can have a big spoiler episode once we all finish it.
Yeah.
So in like what 2024 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll pencil it in. Sorry for interrupting.
No problem. But Destiny, the Witch Queen stuff is pretty good. The legendary campaign is actually challenging content, which is nice for a campaign for Destiny, because usually it's not in any way challenging.
Yep.
But pretty much solo, you almost can't do it solo. That's how difficult the legendary
I'm
campaign
really
is.
I'll be surprised if you guys can do it 2-player.
Like 2 people.
Yeah. It's
I mean,
It's
come on, Aaron.
very
We
hard.
basically did a 2-player.
Wow.
I hope Derek's listening.
Poor Derek.
Holy crap.
Shots fired.
Brutal.
There are so many times that we're just like, Derek, what are you doing? What?
Well, I
What's
didn't know we were
happening?
going over there. I was like, we discussed this. Alex is like, yeah,
right.
we discussed this plan multiple times.
All right, Derek, we got a new strategy. We're going to go to left and circle around the back and then ult on the right side. He runs off right. Derek,
Leroy Jenkins.
where are you going?
He's
And he's like,
he's just going.
well, we're not going this way again? We just discussed our new strategy, Derek. Like
10
3 seconds
seconds
ago.
Yeah. My favorite part is we're in one of the last boss fights, and it's kind of this like circular arena with like 2 levels, and on one side there's just like this giant wall, and we're wanting him to put down his ult, which is a warlock. It like buffs everybody's shots and gives them an overshield and like heals them rapidly. And rather than doing it on the steps where we're in clear view of the boss, he gets all frantic. He's like, "Oh, it's go time!" And he puts it down behind the wall. We can't see anything. No one's near it. I'm like way in front. Alex is like, "You need to see where Derek put this ult." He's like shooting the ground. It's like, "Look at this spot. What is this gonna do?" Man,
Incredible.
It's a little rough.
it's-
Might actually be easier with just you and Chad.
Oh man, the game is. I've been playing it too. That's on my list, so I'll just kind of pick up here a little bit too. But the game is excellent. Legendary mode is really good on the campaign. It feels like you're not just like mowing down enemies. Like you actually have to have some tactics to how you approach various parts of the map. And they've also taken some cues from their raid and dungeon mechanics. Not like major cues, but they definitely have things where it's like, well, you got to go kill these few guys before you unlock this crystal, and then you can shoot the crystal, and then you're rotating around the room, kind of like you would in a dungeon or a raid. So it kind of feels like raid light, but also like in a campaign where you can play with 3 people, and it's fun and it's long. It's very, very long, actually, way longer than Lightfall. Well, Lightfall, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, in my opinion, probably the best campaign Destiny has ever put out.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely the best one so far that I've played.
Yeah, very good. That was me. Owen, let's go to you last.
Okay, cool. So I have been playing a lot of Back for Blood because the new DLC came out the other week, and it is a lot of fun. The new DLC brings 2 new cleaners into the fold, so you can have some new people to play against. Honestly, I don't think they're that much to write home about. I do like one of them because they add a completely new mechanic to the game, which is that you have overhealth. You can overheal people. So if your temp, like normally your temp health only goes to your maximum health number, but because if you play this character, it will go over that amount by a specific amount. And there are cards now that you can get that also buff that. And I think that's really cool to be able to be like, oh, hey, I'm going to pop this pill. And instead of it just giving you like 10 health extra, it'll overheal it and give you a bunch more. So that's really cool.
Is Is that temp health? Does it like decay, or is it just when you get hit you lose it?
It does decay.
Okay.
And it decays slower than your normal temp health
Okay.
decay, which is very nice. The other cool thing about it, and like the main kind of gist of it all, is the fact that there is now what are called hive nests in the game. And so as you run through your mission, one of the acts and everything, there will be these giant like purple glowing holes in the ground, and you go there with your team, and it'll take you into an underground area where you can then fight off a bunch of new ridden that are in there, as well as get a bunch of really cool loot. There are legendary weapons that are down there, which is really neat because they all have different effects. The one that I was using a lot was the auto shotty, and the auto shotty is also flame damage. It just like fires. It just fires fire at people, and so like that's really fucking cool. And so that's really neat. There's a bunch of other just different legendaries. There's like a legendary hammer that anytime you make contact with somebody, it explodes. Like it drops a grenade right there and explodes everything around you. So it's just like a lot of cool stuff. I really like the dungeons because I feel like it adds a very neat gameplay mechanic of when you go through these areas, you have to kind of think of just being like, okay, cool, we're a little bit out from the safe house. Do we want to continue going to the safe house, or do you want to divert to path and go into one of these underground areas and try to risk it? Or maybe you're doing it on purpose because you don't want to fuck with whatever the thing is that's in front of you, and you're like, I don't want to do this. This is going to be a pain in the ass, so fuck this. We're going to go downstairs and we're just going to run through that because that's infinitely better.
Oh wait, can it like loop around things in the map?
So if you go, anytime that you go into the map, anytime you go down, it'll take you all the way to the end once you're finished.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So it'll like once you complete the nest, the underground area, it will then start you at the start of the next like part of the level.
Okay.
And I think that's really cool because there's like the example that I gave Jake. And the thing that I've done a lot of times is everybody knows there's that one part in the beginning of Act 1 where you have to call the grain side, like you have to get the grain to fall down in front of the train to climb up it. And that's a pain in the ass, and it kills almost everybody. And most of the time, there is a nest right outside of that.
Nice.
So before you call the thing, you can look at it and just go, hey, do we just want to skip this part? Do we just not want to do this stupid thing and just go downstairs and like check out everything in the cave? And like if you want, you can explore the cave deeper and keep trying to get what these things that are called skull totems, which are used to buy the new cosmetics and cards and things. Or you can just be like, hey, you know what? We were just doing this to go around and maybe find some new and maybe find a couple new guns and a couple new attachments. And so you can just be like, fuck it, we're just going to grab the guns, grab the attachments, grab the money, and get the hell out. And so you don't have to really worry about the skull totems. But I just think that's a very neat mechanic to have it kind of weave in and out and, like, honestly build yourself and make you feel really powerful. There's a lot of times that I've been doing that just with a bunch of randoms online that, like, you're leaving those places with blue guns, purple guns, legendary, like, the golden guns. You've got tons of really good fucking attachments. You've got like 3 or 4K copper on you, so you can just start buying whatever the fuck you want. I don't know, like, this just makes you feel really powerful if you can manage to go through it and come out on the other end. They also did a bunch of like quality of life updates with this DLC, which was very nice, of just being like, hey, they fixed the special spawn so it's not broken anymore. That's nice. They also
heard that one before, though.
Yeah.
They fix the special spawn rate every other patch.
They also added a bunch of the what is it, like the cards that you can buy when you're in the safe rooms. You can now buy those. Now there's 5 of them. There's always team health, there's always stamina, and there's always ammo. And the ammo one also gives you 1% damage now instead of just ammo. So it's less awful. And so there's those 3 are always there, and then there's 2 random ones for either your
ones.
Yeah, your accessories. And those are a little bit more expensive, but it's still nice to have all 5 of those there because it's just like, okay, cool. I'll buy, something for the accessory slot. I'll buy one of the health things, and I'll buy the, the thing for give us stamina so we can run more. And there's my $3,000 that I've spent, and now we can, move on, and our team can kick ass.
Sounds cool.
Yeah, it's very cool. I'm excited to play it with you guys. Honestly, it's gonna really change how we go through the rest of Nightmare, and I'm excited for that because it'll mean that we'll get some better guns sooner and maybe actually stand a chance on some of the things that we kind of got stuck on.
We have to restart on the new mode now, right?
You don't need to restart on the new mode. We can just continue where we're at.
We were working on trying to beat the hardest mode before. Now that's not the hardest mode anymore.
That's fair. Yeah. Well, let's beat Nightmare first.
Yeah.
Because some of you haven't done that yet. And then we can do No Hope.
I still think they need like an Ultra Nightmare where it leaves like a small, like maybe like a bobblehead of your character where you died. There's like no checkpoints, no nothing.
They can't Not every game is Doom Eternal, Aaron.
Yeah.
But I really want it to be.
You get to the bobblehead, you collect the money that you dropped before.
Yes, that too. I'm okay with that.
Now we're playing like a roguelike almost, seems like.
Yeah,
let's move on and talk about
Boss
PAX
encounters
East.
through fog doors.
PAX East 2022. I'm going to try and say that for the 9th time. Let's move on and talk about PAX East 2022. Woo! I'm very excited. It has been 2 years since we went. It's our first time back in 2 years, like I said. And this is going on April 21st through the 24th up in Boston. Actually looking like the weather is going to be nice while we're there. So I'm excited about
63, 64 while we're there. That's going to be very nice.
Going to be warmer in Boston than it is here in Kansas City. So it's a good choice of week/weekend to go. Missouri, Jake. Missouri. Kansas City, Missouri.
You're right. Silly me. I'm the idiot here.
I want to talk about a few things, and I kind of have some notes here on what we want to go through. Some on the show floor, just kind of talk about that real quick. Talk through some panels, and then also talk through maybe some like tournaments or additional things that are going on that I think are interesting, or that we collectively think that are interesting. But like I did last year, I spent some time going through things that are outside of PAX that I am intrigued by. Just reading about like outside of PAX parties that are happening before, during, or after PAX, things that are going on at different venues, just unique things that are happening around the city in Boston, because Boston is a wonderful city. If you've never been, super cool place to go. Lots of great restaurants, breweries. It's super expensive, so that's just one mark on the negative side, but very, very cool place to go. One specific note, as I was looking through the, what do we call this? The big PAX East 2022 party list, all the things that are happening outside of PAX. And I think this will work for one specific person in this group. On Thursday at 7:30 p.m., they will be having at the Wilbur, and I'll just read this info. Hailed as, quote, absolutely amazing, end quote, by Third Coast Review, end quote, a transformative experience, end quote, by Game Grooves, Undertale Live is more than just a concert. It's a meeting place for fans join the quest by voting on each show's unique storyline. And apparently they play through the game and have a live band that plays the music while somebody's playing it.
Wow.
That is
interesting.
That does sound cool. That's basically what Bit Brigade does.
Yes.
That's awesome.
I just thought that was really interesting. It's this one's not free. I mean, it's a paid for event because it's outside PAX, but still, really neat. Really neat. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of other things that are going on. The only other one that I noticed I thought was really neat is they're doing on Sunday a Dungeons and Flagons 5e one shot. That's going to be a 4-hour one shot at a brewery in Boston, which I think is kind of neat.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So. That's outside of PAX. Let's talk about what's going on in PAX. First and foremost, the show floor. This super packed, super busy show floor. Alex is very sad about. I don't really think it's gonna be that bad.
Huh?
I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
All right, I
mean,
want to know why Intel has like
sparse.
a quarter of the floor
Yeah,
space.
they have most of it.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, probably because no one else wanted it.
Maybe.
They got it for cheap, probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
I'm sure they did.
Just gonna have a bunch of computers running random demos.
Yeah.
And it'll be like,
Yeah.
powered by Intel.
I mean, it could happen. It could happen. It might, it might be cool. Who knows?
Maybe they got a cool game coming out.
Intel.
Yeah,
That's
Intel
a cool game.
specifically. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
They're finally showing off their discrete GPUs. They're announcing them at PAX East.
Could be.
What up?
It could happen.
Available for purchase. The only GPUs you can get right now on the market.
I mean,
Sell
that
out.
seems more realistic than anything else.
Hmm.
Hey, here they are. Overpriced. The booth layout or the expo floor layout is definitely a bit more
Sparse.
spread out than it has
Yeah.
in past years.
Which-
there is
Mhm.
Could be because of they're trying to space things out so that way crowds can kind of safely roll through it because of COVID guidelines or
Mhm.
something.
That's definitely it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. It's definitely
Okay.
not that they couldn't convince anyone to come.
Yeah, I mean, I think the fact that they announced the speaker like last
Oh
week,
yeah.
it really speaks to could they get people to show up?
I mean, if
Yeah.
nothing else, I don't know about you guys. I had never heard of this. It's called Story Time. It's like the keynote essentially
Yeah.
of PAX.
Mhm.
And this year it is Alana Pierce,
Yeah, it is.
which is I'm sorry, I have no idea who that is.
I basically
Like
heard the
I
name.
googled her and I still
But
don't
that's it.
really know who she
Which
is.
is hilarious because this is the only person I've actually known for story time. I was like, oh, I know who she is. She's a video game writer. She started over at IGN. She then did stuff with Rooster Teeth now or at Funhouse or whatever, and now she's doing her own thing. I was like, oh, I know exactly who this person is. Like, this is cool. I actually know the person for once. So I was excited to see that it was her, and I was like, oh, cool.
interestingly enough, the if you go onto PAX's website, you can still buy a 4-day badge. So
Dang.
Probably does not bode well.
No.
normally
Well,
it's
I mean,
like
less packed. Be good
Yeah,
for
it
us,
will
I
be-
guess.
that part will be
Sure.
nice. Normally 4-day badges go out in like 2 to 3
Seconds.
days after they go on sale, I would guess.
Oh, that long. Okay. I
I
think
thought it was like hours.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought
At the
That was
height
really
of PAX, I feel like it was like you had to be on it. Like you had to have Twitter notifications on, otherwise you just missed badges.
like getting
I
a
think that-
PS5.
I think that was before they did 4-day badges. When it was just 3 days, the 3-day badges sold out
Yeah.
instantly.
Mm.
I
you're
mean,
probably
that
right.
was within minutes. 4-day badges are a little different because it's
Like 20
quite
minutes,
a
I feel.
significant price hike. Saturday badges are sold out, so
Yes.
Saturday will still be busy, which means they're still selling enough. But you're probably right; they probably couldn't convince enough people to actually show up on the expo floor and sell games or promote their
They
games.
they don't have an indie mega booth this year.
Yeah.
No?
Oh.
Yep. No
There's
indie
no-
mega booth.
There's
no
no
indie
section
mini
listed
booth.
off as it. So I don't know what's
I
going
feel
on
like
there.
they just felt like if you needed a booth, you could just get space. Like you
Yeah.
didn't need to be
I mean,
part of the indie mega
honestly-
booth.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it'll be okay. Other things of note that I see on the floor, Larian Studios definitely going to be showing off
Oh, hell
Divinity
yeah.
Fallen Heroes.
Yeah,
I
good
mean,
one.
it's-
please,
Shoot.
Coming out this November, dude. For sure. Absolutely.
Gosh. What
It
if
would
they
be very
did
funny
that?
if they were
What
back
if they-
with it.
What if they did that? And
That
then
would
it
be
come out.
nuts.
And
I would
then
love it,
in
though.
like 3 months, they're like, actually, we need to devote more resources to
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate.
You know what?
So
Actually, Baldur's Gate 4. Boom. Mind blown.
we're canceling Divinity again.
No.
Man, is Baldur's Gate 3 gonna is that gonna come out? Is that a real game? Or did I get pranked again?
They're
Right?
certainly
fake
taking
game.
their time, huh?
Yeah.
Let's
I
They're
think that-
taking their time.
No,
You
I
know
think
what?
they're going to cancel Baldur's Gate 3 for Baldur's Gate 4 because they got to devote more time for that one.
Smart.
That's
Yeah.
what's going to actually
And
happen.
there you go.
it's gonna be a Stadia exclusive.
Oh man.
They do have a big booth for what presumably we all know they're going to be showing, which they've been working on for a while.
Right.
Divinity
Kinda
Original
surprising.
Sin 3.
I wish.
Baldur's Gate.
Man, that would
Yeah.
be nice, wouldn't it?
I would like Baldur's Gate to actually come out because like
Yeah,
I've been
I'm-
eyeing it and it looks good, and like my girlfriend and I are both like, we will play this game when it's out, but it's
Yeah.
just not out yet, so we're just twiddling our thumbs, waiting patiently.
Is it still just Act 1 that you can play?
Yep. They added
still-
a bunch of new classes, I think, but
Yeah,
it's still
I think
just Act
Druid and
1.
Barbarian are in now.
Yep.
Which
Mhm.
weird to me that Barbarian took so long. I feel like that's the easiest one. Hitman with stick.
Yeah,
Repeat.
it's
You
gonna
got,
be
you got
pretty easy to
Barbarian,
make.
baby. But whatever. What do I know?
Nothing.
I still
Yeah,
remember 2
true.
years ago when we went and the guy who runs Larian was doing the demo for Baldur's Gate 3. And he's like, well, this might break. And then it's... I got to start over.
That was
That's
the
the
great
first time they showed it
presentation.
off. That was good stuff.
It was funny because the
That was
first time
hype.
he approached that like first combat encounter, it took like 15 minutes. And he's like, all right, well, we got to restart from the beginning because there's no way to save this. And then he, in like 2 seconds, is past it. Done.
Crushed
Gone.
it.
Next part. It was crazy.
Speedrun strats.
Yeah.
They work. And you can throw a boot. I mean, that's important. You can throw
Yeah.
any, like all your gear, right?
I think
Anything
so,
around?
yeah.
Yeah.
He was just throwing stuff.
Yeah.
Man, good
Uh,
stuff.
Gearbox has a pretty decent area next to them. And also they have a main theater show, which I find
Yeah.
interesting because like
Are they
they
gonna
just
show?
put out a major game. So like what are they
Borderlands,
Yeah.
promoting?
Are they working on something other than
Borderlands 4.
Tiny Tina?
Tiny Tina's that they
Duke
just put out?
Nukem
Like
5
maybe they
ever?
announced something. I doubt it though, because they're they
Brothers
just put
in
that out.
Arms 4.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably it.
Maybe it's just advertisement for Tiny Tina. I don't know.
It could be.
It could be.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I know the one year I went to Rooster Teeth show, they were like, "Yep, we're red versus blue."
Yeah,
Go watch
I
that.
remember
was
that.
Like, why
I remember
come
that.
here? This sucks.
They did post on Twitter 7 hours ago. On top of showcasing
Cool.
exciting content from Gearbox, we'll be celebrating the history of our Borderlands franchise and welcoming our new Fate makers from Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
Okay,
So it's just, yeah.
nothing.
Hey,
Sounds
maybe,
like nothing.
maybe they'll like give out free D20s or something like that.
Or
Sure.
like somebody could win a
Maybe.
computer.
Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
I'll
Only
if
they're
anyone gets to win a computer, that'd be pretty sick. I'd love to see that.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Anything else booth-wise stand out to you guys? Intriguing?
I like that AMD has a booth that's like similar shape to Intel, but like tiny in comparison.
Tiny. Like
Very
a tenth
funny.
of the size or less. 20th of the size.
AMD has sold all their back stock of CPUs, so they don't need the extra space to store that.
Hey, I saw that Finchie's gonna have a booth, and you know what? More Tunic. I'm in. Let's go.
Oh, this isn't necessarily booth related, but did you guys see what like the theme of PAX is this year?
Like
It's like a
space.
space. It's like a
Mhm.
space theme,
Yep.
like Star Trek-y.
Hmm.
I don't know. It's all right. It's not my favorite
Seems
theme
cool.
they've ever done. It's better than
It's
I think
better
the
than
last
the
time we
goop.
went. Yeah, it was slime.
goop.
The
theme.
slime. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
Yeah, that's a
It's
weird
like
choice.
Nickelodeon,
Yeah.
circa 1996. Like,
There's some guy in there. He's like, no, the kids will love it. And the guy's like, you know,
love
this is like
slime.
mostly like high school, college, and adults who attend this, right? Like, this is not kids.
Yeah, you know it's like hundreds of
It's
dollars to come here,
nostalgic.
right?
Nostalgic.
It's like, no, they love slime these days. Kids love slime.
I think we need to have buckets of slime. We'll just dump it on people while they're walking around. It'll be great.
Whatever, man. I can at least get behind. I can see the logic behind space.
Mm-hmm.
That's at least an interesting idea.
Did you guys see that there is a booth called Horse?
I did
Just
see
horse,
that.
huh?
No
I almost
explanation,
choked
just
on my
horse.
drink.
I did see that.
And
Where
in
is
fact,
that?
not only is there, it's towards the middle top. Not only is there a booth called Horse, but if you click on it, it just says Horse. There's
Yeah.
not even like a button to click to go find out what that is. It's
Which,
just
if there is not
horse.
a horse just sitting there neighing in the middle of PAX, I'm going to be so disappointed.
I mean, it's even got an icon of a horse and no booth number.
Like, it
Horse.
better be a horse.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Why not?
Horse.
Anything anything else that stands out to you guys on the floor?
No.
I'm gonna go.
Not really.
No.
Oh, dude,
Really?
Yeastbird's there. Maybe we'll finally get an update on frickin' Nirvana, the sequel to Valhalla.
That's still not out?
No. So they put out a thing, I think like a year ago at this point, that was like, hey, we like fucked up pretty hard, and so it's like gonna be a while.
Oh no.
Sorry. And it was like, okay, cool. Can't wait to hear more. Nope. It's just wild, because last time we were at PAX, it was like, yeah, here's like a fully playable demo. How much more could there be to do? It's a fucking visual novel. Here are the characters, they talk to you. Just put some more words in there and we're done.
Just a little
That's
writing.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not better. It's fine. Maybe they'll be there though.
Okay, well let's skip off the floor and talk about panels. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look through the actual schedule.
Yes.
Yep.
Things that stand out to you. How do you want to do this? You want to do this by day?
I think
usually
going
so.
day by day is good, yeah.
Or just, you know, yeah, if you've got stuff, yeah, sure. Day by day works.
All right. Well, I mean, I know we're all very excited about Storytime with Alana Pierce, which we already talked about, but on Thursday, anything else that stands out to you as definitely need to attend?
This one's kind of a everyday thing. There's like this puzzle room. It seems like a almost escape room kind of experience. It seems like it could be pretty fun. Going on every day though.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
cool.
that sounds pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the paid for one?
Yeah.
There's two versions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
There's a
There's
15-minute free version, it seems, and then like a $10 30-minute experience.
$10 per person.
Not
Yeah.
to cast doubt on this before we've even done it, but how good can an escape room be if they're setting it up like very fast? You know,
It'll-
because like most escape rooms have like a building that they like
Right.
build very specifically for the escape room. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know.
It'll be more like puzzles on paper, probably.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
I bet you're right.
Like we did one at Unplugged.
Yeah, I was gonna say I loved the Unplugged one. That thing
Oh.
was awesome.
That
Is
was
the beat the
like
bomb thing.
no, it was like spy organizations working against each other or something, or we were like countries. But it was like there was a series of puzzles that got us rewards, and then we could spend those rewards to get certain things, and our team ended up winning, I think. It was like competitive puzzle solving, essentially.
Yeah, I do remember that now.
Interesting. That sounds cool.
We'll see if it is.
But yeah, it was mostly like sitting at a table and they like handed us materials. Like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't like a room to break out of. Also things that happen several days. There's on Thursday there is a Call of Cthulhu RPG session. It happens a couple more times throughout the event. And there's actually a couple of different RPGs that happen. But these seem to be one-shots with pre-gen characters that are like 3 to 4 hours long in different systems. So like there's Call of Cthulhu, there's a Vampire the Masquerade one I saw somewhere. Alien the role-playing game is another one, and also at that one they say they have other horror-themed RPGs that they're going to be running too that are not listed. But these are all like you go register for a session and you go do your like 3-4 hour one-shot experience. It sounds pretty awesome, like a good way to try out different systems maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if, you know, the rest of PAX ends up being led on content.
Yeah.
Come on, Alex. No way that's gonna happen.
I
Heavy
did. There
comment.
is there's an Elden Ring panel.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it has anyone from FromSoft.
No.
It looks like it's just random people talking about Elden Ring, which I realize I probably can't go to because I haven't finished it yet.
Wait,
but
you haven't
that's
finished
cool.
that 30-hour to beat
Hey,
game?
you got 2
30
days.
hours.
You got 2 days,
Bruh.
man. You can. You got
I
this. I
am-
believe in you.
95.1 hours into Elden Ring. Not done yet. Not done. Not
Where
done
am I
with
at?
that first playthrough.
I'm 105 hours into Elden Ring.
Oh my god,
Not done.
you're past me.
Importantly, I don't think you were around for this, but I learned a new mechanic in Elden Ring.
Oh, I heard about this.
Oh,
Yeah,
you did?
there's a sprint button, Aaron. Holy shit.
90 hours into the game, he learns he can sprint.
Oh, you can run. I imagine you saw like the first area, you just walked everywhere. Did you know there was a horse? You can ride a horse too.
Yeah, I rode a horse all the time. But I kept seeing like the silhouettes of people running around, and I was like, how are they going so fast? I don't understand. I was so upset.
Caleb's like,
so unfair.
sprint?
Hackers, man.
I was like half joking. I was like, the sprinting.
Haha, very funny. There's no sprinting.
So, oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, that happened, guys.
Like, if it was one of the more obscure... There's tons of obscure mechanics in that game.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
If it was one of the more obscure things, it would be, like, acceptable.
Like
But sprinting... I don't know how you...
I just really like making the game hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just punishing myself.
I mean, someone did finish a no walking Dark Souls 3 run.
Yeah,
That's what all the headlines told me. I don't even know what that means. Is it rolling only?
It was mostly like attacking and quick step skill use.
God, that's exhausting.
Yeah.
It doesn't even sound fun.
No.
Have you seen the Elden Ring speedrun?
I haven't watched it. I haven't finished Elden Ring yet, so like I've been holding off, but
it's like 8 minutes now to beat the game. Because apparently there's like some broken mechanic where if you guard and then input a move forward while releasing it at the exact right frame, you just teleport.
Wild. That's crazy. It's not even a wrong warp. It's just like
it's a frame perfect input and you just teleport forward. Like it's awesome. And they just go through walls and like certain boss arenas, they teleport into them and then out of them, and they move so far away from the arena that it despawns the boss and kills them. So they just don't even fight anybody. They just teleport through the game.
That's so cool.
Incredible. Other things from Thursday that stand out to everybody? Anybody?
Well, I don't know. Maybe this has happened every year, but I've always been too busy to even consider it. They just have like their speedruns in here. There's like a Silent Hill 4 speedrun on like the open quote speedrun stage.
Right.
I don't know. I've never seen one at PAX. Usually, probably because I'm like, I just watched it at GDQ. Why would I do it at PAX? But
there's always a speedrunning area that's not on the expo floor. It's like outside one of the small entryway areas.
I've literally never explored it at all, but sounds interesting.
Yeah, there's some speedrun stuff.
We'll see. Maybe I'll swing by there once or twice.
Yep.
Going along with my tabletop RPG stuff, there's a panel called Embracing the Nonsense in Tabletop RPGs on Thursday. Sounds somewhat interesting.
I was considering that one. I don't know anybody who's in it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Might be interesting.
I was just looking at anything that seemed like it could be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
You're like grasping at straws over there. You're like, there's not going to be nothing to do. I need to fill my schedule with panels.
The Gearbox main theater show is also Thursday. So
okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It could be. It could be cool. Who knows, guys?
I mean, the only reason I would go to the Gearbox thing is if they were actually going to be talking about making another Brothers in Arms game, because that's the only thing I know Gearbox actually did that I liked. So
I wouldn't hold your breath.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not interested, because I know they're not going to talk about it. Like, I think that they asked in an AMA, someone asked them in AMA like a couple of years ago about it, and they were like, oh yeah, we're like thinking about bringing back that franchise, but we don't have anything actually done for it. And I was like, cool, thanks. That tells me everything I need to know.
Let's move on to Friday. Things that pop up for you on Friday that look interesting.
ProZD's going to be there. He's doing an autograph session. That's exciting.
He's doing a actual panel.
What's the panel? I was just going to try to find that.
ProZD rates your anime husband or wife.
Great. Great.
It does sound
terrible.
Yes.
But I'll go. Why not?
The description's so funny. It just says people come up and tell him what their anime husband or wife is, and he Googles them, and then he gives them a score out of 5. That's it.
That's it.
Hell yeah.
And
Hell
it's
What a
yeah,
good
I love
panel.
it.
just him.
I
Good
do
panel.
love Pro ZD though. He's a funny man.
It's at the same time as the Pitch Your Board Game panel,
Oh, that's devastating.
which is unfortunate.
It's like the one funny panel in all of
It's
PAX.
so good. It's so good.
This
Very
one's
excited
different
for
because
that
it's board games instead of video games.
Oh,
True.
that is weird.
Oh, you're
Is
right.
there
There's
a video
another.
game one later?
I think there is.
Maybe on Saturday?
I didn't see it.
Control F
I didn't
bitch.
see it.
Maybe I'm
either.
thinking of design a board game line or design a video
Yeah,
game.
Yeah.
there's a bunch of like design video games,
But, yeah.
groupthink kind of things.
Hmm.
Picture
Shame.
board game. There's also a Wordle Royale panel.
Oh my
A
gosh.
panel?
Yeah. I
What
know.
is it?
It
I was
says that they're
unclear reading it.
gonna discuss Wordle strategies, and then also they're gonna
Wordle.
yeah.
Ooh, give us not it's not even a hard game, guys.
You want
And
a hard
then
game?
I
You
think
gotta
they
start
might
playing
play-
Semantle.
I have been playing Samantha. That game's fucking impossible.
It's
It's
impossible.
so good. So
I think they might end up playing Squabble with the crowd if I had to
Hmm.
guess,
That's what
Mm.
my assumption was.
because they say they're gonna do like some sort of Wordle gauntlet with
Oh.
the crowd.
Alex, this is kind of similar to the one you were talking about. Improvisation and role-playing, how to run a game in the now. I feel like I've seen a panel with this exact name before.
Yeah, I've never
So
gone
it,
to
it might even be the same people. But it was a pretty solid panel.
I need to go to that so I can learn how to DM.
Yeah, how to
Right.
make it like good.
Yeah, how,
Right.
how to, yeah.
I got stuff for that on a
interesting
different day. But this day, Friday also has the Geek Trivia, which was a highlight of PAX in the past.
Oh my god, we did it once.
Yes.
My
Oh
gagging
God.
noise was justified. I just
Yeah,
did it
don't you
because of the
remember?
idea of trivia.
Oh, it's like, we really should go do this, guys. It looks
But
so
when
cool.
Owen convinced us to go to, and it was terrible.
I remember.
Oh,
Yeah,
Worst
don't-
God.
Oh, I do.
Why
remember
did
it
you
now.
remind me that existed? I was happy forgetting that that's a thing.
Did we do that at Unplugged?
It might have
year
been
we did it?
unplugged.
It
Yeah.
could have
It was
been
unplugged.
unplugged.
Yeah, it was
Sucks.
a year. Everybody was upset and unhappy. I understand.
This when they gave like a table the question, and they would sit there for like 5 minutes mulling it
Oh my
over, trying to come up
Yeah.
with answers.
Awful.
Mm-hmm. It was the worst method for scorekeeping, and
It was
like,
not good.
game
Mhm.
organization
It's like,
ever.
bruh, pubs run a cleaner trivia.
Yeah.
than
Honestly,
this.
yeah. And like that's why I thought about it, because I was like, hey, I like, pub trivia stuff, and that was bad.
It
That was
shouldn't
just not
have
good.
been as like poorly run as it was. It's not hard to run trivia. It's like, here's the question, give me your answer. Like
Yeah.
now. If you don't have it, you got it wrong. Sorry, go home. Anyways.
I really am interested in this one panel that's called No Regrets, the gaming achievements we do all over again.
Mm.
And the description talks about, it says, did you know the latest Wolfenstein has an achievement for completing the game on the hardest difficulty without dying or saving your game? Somebody does.
Oof.
And apparently that's
That's
what they're going to
tough.
do. They're just going to talk about all of the most complicated, ridiculous, convoluted achievements you can
Honestly?
get in video games.
That could be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
I wanted to talk about
Potentially.
that Inglet one where you got to play it in whatever country it was made.
Oh yeah.
Man, you need...
Sure.
They'll be like, all right, if you guys have a cool achievement you want to tell us about, you just bring it up here. You're like, hey, so there's this one. I want to know if anybody's done it. Good luck. What else on Friday? Anything else stand out?
Nah.
No.
Nah.
Friday
All right.
sucks. I guess
Saturday.
Violence.
there are concerts. I don't recognize any of the names,
I don't know
but there are
anybody.
concerts. The NPC Collective, Turbo Quest, and the Dairy String Quartet. I feel like the String Quartet has been at PAX's in the past. I've literally never seen them, but I'm sure they've been there. I don't recognize the other two. That's on Friday.
All right, let's talk Saturday. Panels or tournaments or anything on Saturday that looks interesting.
There's Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh, sorry.
I just said there's a speedrun of Kingdom Hearts 2.
That could be fun.
Weird.
It's probably too long. It's from 10 to 1:30.
Oh my
dang.
gosh.
Kingdom Hearts 2 is the long game, guys. Even playing it fast takes a while.
Good lord. Yeah, there's some extra credits stuff because they're going to be there hanging out doing things on Saturday. That seems fun.
I'll be honest, I stopped watching them once Dan left.
I've been trying to stick around with them, but I feel like the writing has not been great.
Yeah.
Like
I think Dan did more of the writing than they admitted to. Like, I know James was officially the writer, but I think Dan brought a lot to the table, essentially.
Yeah, like I've been trying to keep up with them, and I just feel like it's just been very inconsistent. Like,
sure,
you know, they're not posting a new video every Thursday, and if they are, I haven't seen it come up on my YouTube feed, or it hasn't been good enough to be like, oh, I should watch that. So it's just been kind of like, oh yeah, I guess you're doing things still. But yeah, I figured that might be a thing to go to on Saturday morning, since Saturday's going to be packed anyway. And I was like, well, that could be a thing to kind of go off the show floor.
Actually,
also,
yeah, Saturday's probably the day to do random bullshit that no one else wants to do.
Yeah, well, there's two other things. There was one, record store day is on Saturday, so I might just fuck off and go to a record store on Newberry Street, and not even bother showing up to the convention center for a while. And then the other thing was that one of my friends has a panel at PAX on Saturday, and so I was like, oh, I might go to that just to support them and be like, hey, you did a good job.
You should. That'd be cool.
Yeah, you don't want to plug the name at all?
It builds character TTRPGs and social emotional learning. And if I remember correctly, they also have another one, but is it that day or that day?
Can I guess it? On Saturday, there's one called Sex on the Table. Is this your friends?
No. Their other one is teaching kids to play with knives, difficult subjects, and RPGs.
Well, that's fun, though. Those both actually sound pretty fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so
so we can pad the audience for your friend. That's fine.
I was like, I don't think that it's probably going to be that packed, so I figured that at least one of them I'll show up and be like, hey, I hope you remember me. I'll be like, oh, hey, it's you. Because they were very chill, so.
Nice.
I also have a panel called Let's Actually Play, Finding the Fun in Actual Play Streams, which is highly relevant to the Discord and Signal, I think, since we run an actual play stream.
Indeed.
That's on Saturday.
We could actually make that game fun, you think? Seems like a tall order. I don't know.
Good shit.
If I go to like at least 4 to 5 panels, there's a chance that at least one of you could enjoy playing a session or two.
Man, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
This says you're going to hear from actual play GMs and players, how they manage to preserve the heart and joy of their games. How do they generate an unbelievable sense of community and tension, and even as an audience is watching, and how do they manage to run a professional, fun production on a budget?
I don't know.
Oh,
that could be interesting.
Things relevant to activities that we are taking part in.
I don't know what you're talking about. Can you send me the deets for that so I can go check it out to make sure that I get better at being DM? Thanks, appreciate it. I see one here that is kind of interesting. Soundtrack Scramble, the game music arrangement challenge. Apparently, they have a whole bunch of composers, and they draw at random the name of a video game and the name of a musical style or emotion, and they have the PAX panel to fine-tune that into something different from what it originally was. And there's like a whole bunch of composers who are doing this, apparently.
That could be interesting.
Looks like there's some freelance guys, Digital Daydream, and Tencent sound producer. Who knows? It'll be cool. Other things on Saturday? Hey guys, this is.
And the big Acquisitions Incorporated live is happening Saturday.
Yeah, the thing that
It's
everybody
usually
goes
fun. It usually is pretty packed, but it's fun.
to. I've never been to
It's
one, actually.
You know what, Aaron? It's an actual play D&D podcast, so maybe it'd be a learning experience. I don't know.
Is that all I'm doing this time around? Is just learning how to do actual plays via DM?
I'll hang out with you. I'll hang out with you and go to some of those because I also need to learn how to be a good DM. So,
all right, let's talk about the last day.
Can suck it.
On Saturday, there's a panel called Grandma Shirley Roleplays Skyrim, which is, if you've seen like the viral video of the grandma playing Skyrim, she got a panel at PAX somehow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why not?
I was looking stuff up about that. She had a stroke like a month and a half ago or something.
Oh wow!
So I don't know. Sounds like she's okay.
That is.
So hopefully
I hope
she still
or
makes
the
it.
panel's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Evening Christmas. All right, Sunday. Let's talk about
Yeah, good start,
Sunday.
dude. Let's go.
All right. Importantly, right off the top, they're doing a Titanfall 2 speedrun on the speedrun stage.
Okay.
That actually might be kind of
I'll
cool.
watch
I don't know how
that.
you speedrun that game, but I would maybe watch that.
You just play it real fast.
I guess it's it's supposed to last an hour and 15 minutes. How long is that campaign? It's only like 4 hours, right? Maybe
Yeah,
six?
more
Like
like six.
Like 6.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could be cool. Plus Titanfall 2. If you haven't played Titanfall 2,
Yeah.
campaign is excellent.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you guys see?
I got nothing for Sunday.
Sunday's pretty lacking.
Sunday's usually not good, and this year I think it's double super not good.
Yeah.
All right, looking
There's-
forward
let's-
to PAX.
Let's make a video game live on stage.
Yeah. Considering maybe going
It's
to
not.
that one.
It's not what I was hoping it would be. It's not picture video game.
No.
Could be okay though. I don't know.
There's Whoops learning from mistakes as an indie game developer, which sounds interesting-ish. No, but still nobody I recognize.
I was gonna say I don't know any of those names, so still it could be cool. Overwatch cosplay meetup. Great.
yeah.
Cool, dude.
I do really like the name of the final round of the Omegathon. Omegathon _final-round_final_ all caps final_final.exe.
I will say
Wow.
I have literally never gone to a Megathon, so maybe this is the year where I finally learn what a Megathon is.
I've only ever gone to a single one because Sam was in it.
And you won the whole thing?
No.
No.
Aww.
We got to see him get knocked out.
Didn't he lose the first round?
I think it was the second round.
Second round? Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Go Sam. Maybe this is
cool.
the year. Actually, if any year we were going to win a Megathon.
It could be.
Attendance is sparse this year.
People.
Yeah.
Could be. Okay, so outside of PAX, that's everything that's happening in PAX. Anything you guys looking forward to in Boston?
Seeing my friends.
It'll be warm.
Friends. Let me tell you, personally, I have this. It's about 2 feet long and about 12 inches wide, about 6 inches tall box.
Yikes.
Box. It's a blue cardboard box. It's sitting in the back of my Ranger. And it just says Down East Cider Code right across the top of it. And when you open it up, on the inside, it says, when you buy this, if you return it, you can get an entire refill for a friend. And it has been 2 years since I bought that box. And I am really interested if they're willing to commit to still give me all of that. Because I'm going to take it with me.
Wow.
Very excited. Very excited.
Going back to Down East, huh?
Heck yeah. That place is great. I'm sure it's nothing like it was when we were there 2 years ago. But
yeah, we'll see.
Get some more tokens, get some more cider. Be good times. Probably Saturday when everything's busy, because we'll already have seen all of PAX. We'll have gone to all of the interesting panels. It'll be time to just go. There's a lot of eyes. Why are there eyes? I see eyes looking around.
Are you
So
checking a
these are my
bag? We need to bring a
regulars.
bunch of board games just in case we get bored by the third day of PAX.
Probably. Might be important. Who knows?
It's okay. I've got a Steam Deck, baby.
True.
Oh my
There you go.
gosh.
I'll
That's
just
what it's
play
gonna be.
Elden Ring.
It's gonna be. That's right. We're gonna get back from PAX and be like, I finally beat Elden Ring. It only took me 180 hours total. If that.
I mean, I know this is taboo, but like, Switches. But is anyone gonna bring their Switch dock so we could actually like, I don't know, like play like a Mario Party or something at night? After
I think I would rather die than play Mario Kart.
How about
Fair.
Mario Kart, Jake?
Mario Kart could be fun.
What's the
Hey,
new
player
Smash?
Smash or something. I don't know.
Superstars?
I just figured. I think
Yeah.
That one's better.
think that our fear is not unfounded, and that it's gonna be PAX Light. But
Yeah.
that's not a bad thing. That just gives us time to like actually explore Boston, to hang out with each other because we haven't seen each other in so fucking long. Like, I'm still very excited on going to this to see what we can see and to hang out with everybody. So like, whatever we do will be fun. I'm just kind of hoping that we find things to do.
We will. I believe it'll be.
Yeah.
It'll be. Honestly, the best part is we're not gonna have to squeeze past people.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, it's not gonna be packed like it has been in the past. Which
It won't be
man,
PAXed.
sometimes.
Gotta.
Jokes.
Sometimes it's just like so many people and so many like rubbing up against you as you're trying to squeeze
Yeah.
past them to get past the Twitch booth because for some reason everybody's standing there.
There's
You
a reason
you
we
guys
get
can
sick
watch the
almost
same
every
time.
year. Somebody
It's
gets sick
true.
almost every year.
You know
Yeah.
what? I always think it's funny. The last time we went, the COVID year, is the
Yeah.
one time I don't think any of us got sick.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Got sick.
That's true.
Like,
But
I
that's-
am bringing emergency just because I know it's like this is the first time I'm going to be around people in 2 years. So like, my
Honestly,
immune system's gonna take a hit.
My whole carry-on is just gonna be full of bleach, and I'm just gonna drink it every
Just
night.
Yeah.
drinking it.
Oh yeah, gotta
Get some-
clean this bad boy out.
Get some sunlight under the skin. Oh yeah, it'll work. It'll work.
Brilliant.
Oh man.
All right. Well, we're going to PAX. It's happening this week. We're all excited. When you listen to this podcast, we will currently be there. Probably
Damn
regretting
right.
our decision for buying 4-day passes. However, if you
Nah.
tune back in 2 weeks, we will tell you about all of the maybe possibly kind of fun things we did at PAX East 2022 and all the things we did outside of it, because I'm sure we're going to be outside of PAX, hanging out, doing things in Boston, because Boston's a great city. Anyways, if you want, you can stay around. You know, we're going to be doing some Discord and Signal here in like, I don't know, an hour and 15 minutes maybe. So tune back in. That'll be fun. And we'll catch you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Boom.
Should I actually make us go by, or should we keep talking? I mean, we can make this last a lot longer. If
I
you
mean,
want.
I'm gonna go eat. So
Yeah,
I'm doing
yeah,
it.
yeah.
All right.